Welcome to See You at the Table, where stories meet grace. Here we gather, not just to speak, but to listen. If you want to witness how God brings people together from all around the world through powerful testimonies, tune in and see you at the table. Here's today's host.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast. This is our season 1 finale. Woo!
Done.
How many
Finished.
episodes have we done?
I don't know.
Do you know off the top of your head?
47?
47?
Mm-hmm.
Almost
a lot.
50 episodes. I know. We started this a year ago now.
Yeah.
And it's been fun. We've interviewed lots of students, staff members, community people.
Speakers.
Yeah, people that have come in and spoke for chapel. We had celebrity guest TC Stallings. I was very nervous for that one. That one scared me a little bit. I was like, he has a very big personality.
Mm-hmm.
He was just really confident, and I was like, I'm supposed to interview him.
You did great.
It was fine, yeah. I've gotten better since we've done this over the year. But have you ever been interviewed on See You at the Table, or have you always been a co-host?
Always been the interviewer. Sarah and I shared a little bit of our story at the very beginning of this and kind of the heart behind it. But no, I've never been interviewed. So you should interview me. You should ask me some questions today as we close out.
That's what I was thinking. I didn't tell him that.
Wait.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, why did you want to start a podcast?
Yeah. So kind of a recap. If you watched our episode 1, this is something we've wanted to do for years and tried it a couple of different ways, but never got anywhere with that. And so always really valued the idea of two big things: people sharing their stories and their faith stories and what God has done. And really it birthed out of a passage that meant a lot to me when I was in college in Luke 13:29, where Jesus says that he'll bring people from the north, east, south, and west and bring them to the table, his kingdom. And just the idea that God brings us to the table and that he also allows us to have something to bring to the table with us, that we're all unique and we all have these gifts and these stories and these ways in which God has wired us and made us, and just to be able to share at the Lord's table with that and be able to express it. So that's been a big part of it, just finding a way to share the story of how we see God working here at Campbellsville and in the lives of students and others, and just an opportunity to kind of think about that and grow through it.
Yeah, it's been pretty cool. I think weirdly, would you call this podcast a ministry?
I would hope that's what it is. I hope that everything we do in campus ministries is leveraged for the gospel and for the truth. Yeah,
definitely. I think it's been pretty cool. This whole we're calling it season 1. I guess each year will be a new season of the podcast.
Sounds good to me.
So we're still working on sort of our idea for season 2. We're gonna switch it up a little bit because.
You have any thoughts? What are you guys thinking about?
A couple different things. We still want to keep it similar to what we've had before, where the idea is getting people together around a table, sharing your faith story. And by the way, this podcast is this is our behind the scenes almost. This podcast is very not scripted, off the cusp. What is that called?
Off the cuff.
Off the cuff. Yeah, a lot of people will come in, and sometimes people are nervous, and they're like, "What are you gonna ask me? What are we gonna do?" And I was like, "You'll see." Even just now, we sat down. I was like, "Are we just gonna film something?" And he was like, "Yeah." And we just sat down and started talking. So, yeah, it's kind of been like a Christian interview the past year. So we're gonna try to make it still getting people around the table sharing faith stories, but maybe less of the Christian interview vibe. Maybe have a set of questions that we ask.
Okay. Ask me a good question.
A good question.
Give me a good sneak peek of a question you might ask somebody.
So we're gonna keep the whole table tip thing, because that's that's iconic. That's in every single episode of the podcast is table tip.
Have something to marinate on.
Yeah, for sure. But maybe we were thinking about almost asking a silly question, or maybe a more lighthearted question that has to do with faith.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we just start asking people what's one of your life verses and why. So what's one of your life verses?
Man, that's a great question. The one that I go to quickest is Philippians 2:3. Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit, but in humility consider others better than yourself. Why? Actually, I was in college working at a camp, which is kicking off right now. It's called Central Kid. We host Central Kid every summer
Ayo.
at Campbell's University, and they go all over the country sharing the gospel. It's a great group and great ministry. But I remember I was a freshman in college, and I was serving as a Bible study leader in that camp, and you're just doing a lot and trying to do things really well.
Yeah.
And it became very clear to me that this life is not about performance or just about getting things right, but about serving and about putting myself last. And I remember that freshman summer, Philippians 2, and God really using that to drill that into my heart. And at the end of the day, just if I could find myself serving, I would be in a better place than what I usually am. And so,
Yeah.
Philippians 2:3.
Like, I think that sounded so, like, girly. Like, I think. I know. I sound like a Valley girl. I
Totally.
think that Philippians is maybe my favorite book of the New Testament because I don't know what it is. I have gotten so much good stuff out of Philippians. Like, every single time I read it, like, it gives, like, I take something with me from it. Not that I don't take anything with me anytime I read the Bible, but just specifically with Philippians, like the verse you mentioned, that's like a big one for me. That's not one of my live verses, but that is like a convicting one, I guess. Philippians 2:3, and then like Philippians 4:6-7. I quote that one to you 80 million times a week.
It's good.
But that one's like big for me, and I don't know. I feel like Philippians is full of so much good wisdom and stuff. Good stuff there.
It is. I mean, the whole Bible is, but yeah,
For sure.
Philippians.
Well, sometimes as like a Christian, when I'm reading the Bible, when I'm reading scripture, I have a hard time being like, how do I apply this to my life? And not necessarily every single thing you read from the Bible, you're meant to apply something to your life from it. But I think Philippians very specifically gives you like certain charges to go forward with. And that's why I like that book, because it's real clear and direct. Like, do this, don't do this. And like I was saying Philippians 4:6-7. I hope it's chapter 4. I know it's 6 and 7. I'm not trying to make a 6-7 joke. No, I wasn't trying to. It's like the one, like, make your request known to God, piece of understanding, all that good stuff. And that's a good one. And I like to say that over myself a lot, or quote that to like help out other people if they're struggling with anxiety or really anything. Make it all known to God.
Why don't we do this kind of as we close out this, and we can make this one pretty short today.
Okay.
We don't have to end the conversation here, but maybe we can go back and forth a little bit. One of the things that we do in our family, and we don't do it every night, but if we get around the table, share how God has been good, or how he's been faithful, or how we've seen God show up. And what if we were to look, you and I, kind of back through the year, and let's see if you and I can kind of go back and forth on some ways that God has been faithful, just for a few seconds. And not, it doesn't have to be just personal, like through the ministry.
Yeah.
When you think of campus
through the
ministries.
ministry,
Yeah.
Well, even personally, oh my gosh.
So
I've
you'll
been
say
so
one and I'll
thankful
say one.
lately. Okay.
Let's see how far we can go.
Through Campus Men
Yeah, it
specifically.
doesn't matter. Ready? On your mark.
Oh, it has to be like a one-word answer?
Or like a
deal?
phrase. Let's see if we can go back and forth. Let's make it a grateful table today.
Okay. I have something I can yap about, but I won't yap. Ugh.
I doubt that.
On
your mark. Get set. Go.
Gaining new wisdom in the field of leadership.
Nice. He's been very faithful on all the mission trips this year.
Yeah. Cool. Oh. Now I know how people feel when I'm like, what's your
On the
table tip
spot.
or what's your
You're
faith
on the
story?
spot,
And they're
yeah.
like, they get a little nervous. Okay, I'm going to yap a little bit. This was when you sent me in your place to go talk to incoming freshmen a couple weeks ago. I was like representing Campus Men a little bit. It was kind of funny. They were like, guys, we have all the department heads here. I'm not a
And there's
department
Holland.
head. It got to me and I was like, hey guys, I'm actually not a department head. I'm a student. They were like, what's been your favorite memory working in Campus Men for the past year? And I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, I'm like I'm doing Campus Men stuff every single day. That's kind of a big question.
Mm.
But what I said was like, just the way the campus responded in the fall when we had like a student pass away.
Yeah.
Like that was really like, I don't like, obviously that is a tragedy, but I think we saw so much like goodness of God come out of that.
Yeah.
That like, I just like, I didn't expect that. Like, 'cause I just started working for Campus Men and then this sad thing happened. But then it's like, it like brought people closer together. And it, I don't know, like I think campus kind of transformed there for
Yeah.
a little bit. And I was like, I'm glad that God is using something we see as like so awful and making it like into a beautiful thing. So yeah, that was
Yeah.
a Campus Men thing.
God is so faithful,
Yeah,
even in the tough things.
even in the tough things.
I would say another way I saw God really faithful. People coming to know the Lord. We had
Yeah.
several baptisms and a lot of people choosing to follow Jesus for the first time. Yeah.
Definitely. I got to baptize one of my best friends, someone
You
I've
did.
known since 6th grade. So that was cool.
Yeah. Is that yours?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I saw God faithful even in really cool moments, like where we did the Lindsay Campbellsville worship service. So Lindsay Wilson, our
Yeah.
neighboring college. It's really fun to see Christians from different places coming together and
Yeah.
doing something powerful.
Instead of Battle of Highway 55,
Right. It was the
rivalry in
it was
sports.
the worship
it was
of
the
Highway
worship
55.
worship of Highway 55. That was kind of fun. Like we were literally like, guys, sports are silly.
Awesome.
Not that they're silly, but just like this,
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, we're here to worship the Lord. So let's do that together.
Yeah.
What else was like really cool to see?
5, 4, 3,
Oh,
2,
man.
1.
I'm blanking.
What you got?
I loved over the year how much closer and how much better like the people working in the Campus Men office got to be.
Okay.
Like that was really fun.
Yeah.
Like that's sweet. Like we all got a lot closer and we would chat a lot more like in the office as the year went on.
Growing
we were all
relationships.
strangers. Yeah.
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 One of the fun things I get to see as a campus minister and I get to be a part of is actually performing weddings and marriages. And
Okay.
so I think one faithful thing that I always see God do every year is healthy relationships that turn into the start of healthy marriages. And that's one of my wife, one of our favorite things to do is do premarital counseling with couples.
Oh yeah, I've heard
And,
people talk about that.
Yeah, and so I think people overlook that. We think that is just kind of a haphazard thing, but God
Yeah.
designed marriage and family, and that's a really cool thing to see and witness. So that's the way I've seen him
Yeah.
be faithful this year too.
Listen, that could be very like I don't understand why you wouldn't want premarital counseling. Because, like, I feel like that'd be very jarring to go from, like, living alone or living with your parents to being, like, now you live with a spouse and, like, you have to do life together, no training.
Yeah.
Like,
Good luck.
okay. Like, finances, all those things.
Mm-hmm.
That's, yeah.
All right, let's see if you and I can do one more.
One more.
Mm-hmm. How has God been faithful this year?
And in the big picture, I could
Mhm.
yap about how
You can go smaller if you want.
go smaller.
Okay, last one.
Oh,
How's
I
God been
thought of
faithful
one.
to you? Does that help you?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I was gonna, right before you said that, I thought about the SALT team.
Oh yeah, say
Gosser.
that. That's a good one.
That's cool. I think we reached some people that usually would not have been, like, reached at all. So if you're listening, watching, and you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm a music student. Hi. And our music building is kind of like one of the more unreached places on campus.
Mhm.
And we tend to be very, like, busy people. It's a music and art school. So it's music and art students. And a lot of the times, like, we're little hermit crabs and we never leave the music building. And like a year ago, when I started working for Campus Men, we were like, let's start a ministry team in the music building. And I was like, cool, sounds great. So it's called the Student
SALT.
Art Leadership Team, SALT for short.
Salt.
And yeah, like, we're just a ministry team, and like it just started like in the fall
year, yeah.
semester. So it's kind of like sometimes things take a minute to sort of get rolling, but our big thing we did was every single Friday we would do a morning little worship. I was going to say service, more like circle, little worship circle. Worship circle. Prayer, donuts, coffee, devotional. We even sometimes would have like pancake breakfast. Sometimes we would do it outside. And it was really sweet. And a lot of people would come to that don't even regularly go to church or any sort of other like worship service or anything. And so, yeah, I mean, like, we're making the gospel and like worship like readily available in the music and art building, which I think was really cool. And I think it helped, like, the team members, it helped us to grow closer to the Lord and learn more about ministry. And then I think we got to, reach some people aren't usually reached.
That would probably, if I were to give one last kind of ministry one, that's the SALT teams, both student athletic and student art leadership team. Just really focused effort in trying to reach those places and seeing God do some really cool fruit. And so,
yeah,
awesome.
You see me try to slyly look at the time. I do that every podcast.
Yeah.
I'm always trying to see, like, are we at, how long are we?
And that's really kind of what we hope for in around the table, is that we allow people to see a bit of a picture of how faithful God is, and that you don't have to be on a podcast to share the story of God's work in your life. But I hope and pray that maybe this year has given people a glance at
for sure
at those things. But all right, so to make this one short and the season ender, we're going to let Holland have the last table tip of the year.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
Was I wasn't the first one, was I?
No.
I think that was you and Sarah, like you were saying. Or maybe your kids did a podcast episode, I'm pretty sure.
They did. There's some fun things in the summer. Yeah, so
we'll do that one again.
While she thinks of her table tip, just keep praying for campus men. The summer is a time full of getting ready and preparing, looking for the future. But yeah, and we'll have season 2 out in a few weeks probably. But what about your table tip to finish it out?
My table tip is to think of everybody you meet. I think this is a C.S. Lewis thing, or maybe it's Tolkien.
No.
Nobody you meet is a mortal being. Everybody is immortal. Like, when you are born, we live this life, but there's eternity after it. And so everyone you meet is going to be doomed or destined to one of two destinations. And we'd rather it be the fun one. And so that I tried to take on that thinking like a while back, and it kind of really did transform the way I go about like talking to other people and the way I represent Christ, because I feel very brokenhearted for the people I meet and that I'm around that like don't know Jesus, because I'm like, I literally don't understand how you're doing this life without him. So just think about that. Like, when you are living out this Christian life and lifestyle, somebody may only get one impression of you in their entire lives, and maybe you're the only impression of a Christian they're ever going to get. How do you want to represent Christ? And also, everyone you meet is, somebody that God created to fellowship with him, and they might not know him. So how do you want to introduce the gospel to them?
I'm going to summarize that as every moment matters.
Every moment matters.
Yeah.
That's kind of a long-winded table tip.
That was a great one.
It's okay. I wasn't prepared.
You were definitely prepared, because you put us right on the gospel, and that's what this is all about.
Amen.
All right. Well, till next time.
All right.
We'll
see you next time. Bye.
This podcast is brought to you by Campus Ministry at Campbellsville University, where faith, testimony, and dialogue come together. Stay connected, stay inspired, and we'll see you at the table next time.